Yo, what's going on everybody? It's your boy KAIO and I'm back again this time with not another One Piece video, and I bet you guys were expecting me to say that, weren't you? But no, it's not a One Piece video. This other series that I really love, but yeah, I haven't put a video out for it yet. Guess I was kind of, sitting there thinking, well, what video could I start off with? And I thought, do you know what? A top 10 video would actually be great for this series. And if I could rank it, it's going to be third. If you take Dragon Ball out of the way, because that's second. One Piece is at the top, because I like to put Dragon Ball its own pedestal, then I guess you can move it to second, but if you can't Dragon Ball in there, then I'll have to put it third. But it's very close second, like very close. The series is Hunter x Hunter. Yes, I'm a massive Hunter x Hunter fan. I don't know if you guys have seen it on Twitter, but yeah, there is going to be a lot more Hunter x Hunter videos coming, so if you're new to the channel, because you clicked this video, subscribe, because there's a lot more of this coming. And if you already are one of my subscribers and you didn't expect I was going to be doing a Hunter x Hunter and you love Hunter x Hunter, stick around because the videos are coming just as much as the One Piece videos. Of course, One Piece is still going to be the centre of the channel, but going to be bringing a lot more now, guys. Like, yeah, I'm going to start broadening the channel and doing some other things that I love. So yeah, without further ado, let's actually kick into my top 10 Hunter x Hunter characters. I have them right here. So at number 10 we have Leorio. Yes, Leorio, one of the characters that I didn't think would actually be in my top 10 considering all the other characters that there is. But of course, the main point that everyone loves, including myself, is when he punched Jean in the face. And yeah, I guess that really is his most epic moment. But when he came in right at the start of the series, I thought he'd be one of those characters that would be there and then he'd pop up maybe, I don't know, a couple of arcs later. Of course, kind of happened, you had him in the Hunter exam, the Zoldyck, New York New, Greed Island, like he wasn't with Gon and Killua. Same thing with the Chimeran arc, then he came into the Chairman arc. So yeah, I didn't think he would be as, as big as he is. Like obviously nowhere near like Kurapika or Gon or Killua, even though Kurapika isn't really, in it like Gon and Killua are, but he's there a lot more than what the Leorio is, only because of obviously the newest arcs and the York New arc as well. So yeah, Leorio, I'm hoping to see more of him. That's obviously depending when Hunter x Hunter does come back. Obviously we know Tagashi's basically near enough as, I think this hiatus is as long as the last one? No, it's the longest one now. But you know what, even though there is a long break, I'm kind of fine with that, because then when Tagashi does come back, if he's feeling like a lot better from having a long break, then we might get a lot more chapters than what we have previously. So hopefully he can get a lot more further, maybe try and finish the Dark Continent Succession arc, I guess that would be nice. So yeah, Leorio is at number 10. At number 9 we have Zeno Zoldyck. Didn't think I'd have Zeno in my top 10 either. But then when he and Silver fought Chrollo, kind of started to change. And then when he said he could kill him in, I think it was 7 seconds. Like, it was just so quick. Like, even if they were armed to the teeth, he could just wipe them out. And then saying to Chrollo, after Chrollo asked, like, if we was to fight one-on-one, who would win? He goes, I would, no doubt. But it'd be different if you were trying to kill me. So I guess it kind of makes you think like, ooh, is Chrollo stronger or is Zeno stronger? A lot of people interpret it in different ways. I still think Zeno would probably win, but I think because Chrollo is a specialist, I think he might have that sort of sneakiness about him of where he probably would get that sneaky shot in. But yeah, like obviously he was in the York New arc and then comes back in the Chimeran arc with Netero, Dragon Dive. That was good. That was really good. And of course, he's always just got those like few lines that you just love from a badass old man. It was great. He's a great character and I hope to see more of him as well, because yeah, like he's a really cool character and I really like him. Yeah, for me, Zeno's sitting at number 9. And at number 8 we have Jean Freaks. Now Jean is another one of those characters like Zeno, which you don't really get to see that much of him. You just hear about him at the start and you just hear like bits and bobs. Mainly during Greed Island is when you hear a lot about him, and then when it comes to the 13th Chairman election arc is when you actually see him in person and you get to see what he's about and how sort of relaxed he is. Of course, he does have a lot of plans. He's a very smart character. I think he's probably definitely one of the deadliest characters within Hunter x Hunter. Nothing compared to the likes of Meruem. I'm not saying he's not as strong or nowhere near, because we know that Meruem was powerful and it even took Netero a lot and he technically won, but because of what Yuppie and Poof did, kind of sort of stopped that, and Meruem didn't die, he just got brought back to life. So I think for someone like Gene, I don't know like how far away he would be because of like Netero, but I don't think he's that far behind in terms of power. But it's going to be nice to see what he's like going further on in Hunter x Hunter, because although he's met Gon like properly, like as Gon is now, we haven't really seen like what he's capable of. Of course, there's a thing going on between him and Pariston. Yeah, Gene's smart with money, and I think he's definitely one of the smartest, probably most powerful Nen users around, especially now that Netero and Meruem are not around. Yeah, I think he's up there. I think he'd probably say top 5, personally, like Nen users. But, of course, he's talking about the whole Dark Continent stuff with Gon. He knows what Gon's gone through. It's like, you have that father intuition. I know they say, like, mother's intuition or whatever. I think, you know, dads, like, have that kind of thing, and yeah, I think he's got a dad's intuition that he knows that Gon's going to be fine. So, although he is kind of like a bad parent, he's kind of like a cool parent at the same time. It's like he knows that Gon's going to be fine, even though Gon's wanted to see his dad for ages. And I guess it wasn't exactly the best, you know, sort of like father-son interaction, but it wasn't horrible either. It was pretty decent, I think. So hopefully they'll get to meet again at some point. You know, it'll be a lot better and might be a bit more respectful. And I think people that are not really fond of Gene might actually start to like him a bit more. So yeah, Gene is at number 8. At number 7, we have Netero. Yes, the badass Netero, who went against Meruem, and even though he done that amazing Buddha technique stuff, kind of reminded me like Hashirama, like the whole, you know, just slapping Meruem, but then Meruem was just coming back. Meruem was just so powerful. It's like, Netero was like, this guy is strong. We know Netero is strong. Of course, he's not in his prime. I think maybe in his prime, he probably would have done better. Like, well, yeah, he would have done a lot better. But, you know, still, as the age he is now, still beastly. I'm eager to see about Gon, because the way that Pito was saying about Gon, yeah, Gon, what have you got in store? Well, Togashi, what have you got in store for us with Gon? Yeah, I'm excited to see. That's obviously if he does get his Nen back. I'm sure he will. But even if he didn't, I really wouldn't mind, I guess. But I think Gon will get his power back. I think it's just sort of going back to basics, really, and then get back to where he was. You never know. Ichigo went through the same thing, lost his powers, got it back, and then went through the training and the Thousand Year Blood War thing, and, you know, got his true Bunkai. Anyway, but with Gon, I'm kind of hoping it is the same thing. Yeah, back to Netero, of course. I'm going way off with, like, Gon here. So with Netero, yeah, badass old man, brilliant fight against Meruem. It's very cool how with the Chimeran arc, it was like a sort of role reversal. It's like the ants sort of become more human-like in a way, apart from Poof. So yeah, but that's just Poof for you. And then it's like Netero just understands the humans are more like the ants. They're more beastly. They're more like, we'll just kill you kind of thing. Like, yeah, Netero definitely badass, especially at the start as well. Didn't really get to see that much. I mean, it's like one of those other side characters, like I said, but kind of just sort of like comes in, has his big ass battle, but unfortunately dies. Yeah, but I still like him. I still think he's cool. Fortunately, we're not going to see anything more of him, so I can't really say that. But yeah, still place him at number 7. Anyways, at number 6, we have Kurapika. Now, Kurapika was one of those characters I thought was going to be like Leorio. There, disappears, and then comes back whenever. Of course, he had his York Nu. That was where he sort of like shone quite a bit there with the whole fandom troop stuff. And, you know, he did really good against Uvogin, and I loved Uvogin. I thought he was cool, especially when he kicked the Shadow Beast's ass. I thought the Shadow Beasts were going to be really cool, but just imagine yelling at someone and their head explodes, or like blood comes out their ears and then bites another guy's head off. And yeah, Uvo was badass. But, you know, Kurapika is, you know, his sole reason, you know, is to get revenge for the whole Kurta clan. Now he's like the main character of like the whole Dark Continent succession arc type thing. I feel like he's kind of matured. He's had a decent bit of character development, I will personally say. He seems different. Of course, there's the stuff with the princes and Serenditch, you know, the whole, you know, the eyes. That's how they sort of persuaded him to, well, not Serenditch, but it's how he was persuaded to sort of come on to the ship, and where he's protecting people, and there's all this stuff going on with the princes where they want to kill each other. And Serenditch seems to be that one guy who's, you know, you can see he's like going to be that main guy, and the quickest, well, one of the quickest people that we know has learned Nen. So it's going to be interesting to see how deadly this guy is. Whether or not he'll be stronger than Meruem, I doubt it, but I think he will be quite powerful. Like, definitely one of the most powerful Nen users that we've seen. But when Togashi does come back, then of course we will see that. But yeah, Kurapika definitely gone up in my books. I didn't think that he would probably be where he is, but thinking about it, he is a pretty cool character. So I do like him. I just wish he was better in Jump Force, but then, you know, that's just Jump Force for you. But, you know, he may still die. I also think that as well. Phantom Trooper are there with him. Of course, they have different, you know, things to think about with the whole Hisoka stuff, especially Chrollo wanting to kill him. But I think that Chrollo is going to survive. I've always had this feeling that Chrollo isn't going to die. I feel like the rest of the Phantom Troop will die, and I think Kurapika probably will die. But I don't know, Chrollo seems like that sort of character that I think he's going to live. I think he'll be one of the only characters that survives until the end, or even, not saying he's going to die at the end, but I feel like it's not his time yet to die. I feel like, if anything, he'll just recruit more people. You never know. We'll see what happens. He might actually go somewhere else and do something, but Kurapika, I could see him probably not making it out of this arc, but you never know, he might do. But I don't know, it just seems weird. Phantom Troop, Kurapika, what's he going to do after the Phantom Troop are dead? Unless obviously, like I said, Chrollo stays alive and he's got an actual reason to stay alive. So we get to my top 5 now, and at number 5 we have Meruem, the king of the Chimera Ants. And this guy was cold at the start, just killing loads of people, just did not care. Trying to be like, well, what's my name for one? Didn't know his name. And then number 2, slaps Pito in the face with his tail, but doesn't take her head off. Goes to show how strong Pito is. But yet, this was pre-Rose Meruem. If it was post-Rose Meruem, oh, completely different story. I think he probably would have sort of taken her out with one shot. I can see that. Or he, because some people didn't really know there's Corner Sir, and she kind of looks like a she. But it doesn't really matter what she is, he, she. Doesn't matter. Pito is just Pito. But Meruem, of course, has that great fight, like I mentioned earlier, with Netero. Pretty much giving Netero a run for his money, surviving because of Yuppie and Poof, but ultimately dies at the end. So I guess Netero did really get that final kill and kind of took out 2 of the Royal Guards while Gon took out Pito. So the one thing I may love about him is the fact that he had quite a bit of development within just one arc. And that was because of Komugi, because he was bringing in people, playing games with them, beating them, and that was it. You just didn't see them ever again. They were like dead or just get out of my sight. Komugi comes in, they play Gungi. She is blind, she's cool, but she kicks his ass so many times. And I think that is one of the main reasons there was so much chemistry, because he was just getting so annoyed, but yet he still had that respect for her. And then as obviously time went on, you know, with the whole Netero and Zeno coming in, just flying in, and then all like the Dragon Dive, oh, it was such a sick attack. Seriously, just coming down and hitting Komugi, near enough killing her, asking Pito to basically tend to her wounds, making sure that she doesn't die. Of course, he loses his memory, and then when he comes back, Poof is trying to make sure that Meruem doesn't remember anything, trying to do his best, trying to get Komugi away, trying to get rid of her because he doesn't like her. Poof just didn't like him at all. I liked Pito and Yuppie, but Poof just got on my tits. But then you can understand why, because he was serving the king, which is obviously Meruem. As I said, Meruem comes in and he starts remembering, goes underground, and you can just see like he's taken a role reversal, because he understands the human emotion a lot more and become really friendly with Komugi. Like, he has a lot of respect for him. He knows he's gonna die. He bows down, gets on one knee to palm, begging to see Komugi once again. They play Gungi so many times. He announces to her that he's going to die, and that if she stays with him, she will eventually die. But because she's grown so attached to Meruem, like they've grown so attached to each other, I will admit, during my first watch through of Hunter x Hunter, because the second time I watched it with my missus, but the first time that I watched it, I cried. I will admit, I was not expecting that, and I thought it was just so beautiful. Just the ending was great, and then like the aftermath afterwards, just like, Komugi, can you hear me? She's like, yeah, I'm still here. And then Sandy wants to take a nap, and then we see where she says good night, Meruem, and it was sad. That got me. And then we know that she was going to die because we saw the blood from her nose. So rest in peace to the both of them. Would have been cool to see what would have gone on if they would have lived longer. Like, where would Meruem and Komugi have gone from there? Would they still have been playing Gungi? But we'll never know, because yeah, unfortunately they died. So at number 4 we have Hisoka, or Hisoka, however people pronounce it. Am I getting it wrong? Because I say Hisoka, don't come at me, you know, it's still the same name, just different pronunciations. So yeah, Hisoka, or Hisoka, he is at number 4 because it's Hisoka. Do I need to say any more than that? The guy fights Chrollo. I'm not going to say what happens because the person that's sitting over there hasn't read it, so I can't really say the outcome of the fight. But of course, it was a great fight, probably the best fight, because, you know, everyone wants to see it. I suppose that's probably why, but then it is a great fight anyway. Probably the best fight because I love Chrollo and I love Hisoka. So yeah, it's a great fight, and I'm eager to see what's going to go on with the whole Phantom Troop and Hisoka after knowing what Hisoka's actually doing. I notice I'm saying Hisoka. Oh my god, Hisoka. So Hisoka, because of what's happened with the Phantom Troop, of course, Chrollo wants to kill Hisoka. So it's going to be interesting to see maybe if we get get round 2, or will Kurapika get there first? Or what if Kurapika and Hisoka fight the Phantom Troop? Because there was that little like team up kind of thing where they were sort of talking back in York New, and yeah, it was like, well, I get Chrollo. But imagine now, so there's the whole Phantom Troop. Kurapika wants to obviously kill the Phantom Troop, but will Hisoka want to fight Chrollo again? Most likely. So will there be a team up of Kurapika and Hisoka versus the Phantom Troop? That'd be sick, but I could still see Chrollo just getting away. I can still see that happening. But yeah, I wanna see Hisoka just keep on going, and I think he's another character that is not gonna die. If you guys know what I mean from what happened, I can't say too much on that, as much as it's killing me right now not to talk about that bit, but I don't know, I just don't see him dying. I feel like he's another very, very smart Hunter x Hunter character, which he is. So I think, yeah, he's not going to die, and he is a GOAT. He's one of the GOATest characters of any series. You know, the only thing that gets him is power. He just knows that Gon is going to be very, very powerful, and the fact that he wanted to kill Killua, I think Killua was coming into that sort of, you know, aspect of like, they're going to be powerful, so I'm going to want to fight them. That's what he loves. He just loves to fight, and he'll do whatever he wants to fight people. I know you guys are probably thinking, why? Why is he not in the top 3? Or why is he not number 1? Or why is he not number 2? He's number 4 for me, alright? This is the characters I prefer. That's why they're at 3, 2, and 1. So yeah, Hisoka, GOATed, number 4. Anyways, let's get to the top 3. At number 3, we have our main character, Gon Freaks. Now, Gon is a fantastic main character. A lot of people doubt him, but when you actually look at Gon as a character, he's awesome. Alright, Gon is an awesome character. You look at like the morality of Gon, which is an awesome video. I mean, a lot of people after watching that have now noticed how cool Gon actually is, and when you rewatch it, you can understand why he's a badass. I still think Luffy is the best main character. I know people are going to disagree with that, but it's just my personal opinion. I think Luffy is the greatest MC, but Gon is a fantastic main character nonetheless compared to his other shonen peers. But Gon versus Pito. That's all I've got to say. Gon versus Pito. Great fight. Just seeing the way that Gon is during that Chimera Ant arc. The way he's just sitting there. Just, hold up, get that stance. The way he's just sitting there, just waiting with that angry look. Like the black aura, like, and the red tinted aura as well that he's got there, just engulfing him, just making him just like angry, just punching the floor. It's so weird to think that when you saw Gon right at the start of the series to where he is now, well, it's past that. He's not really in the latest arcs, but yeah. But when you see him from the start to the Chimera Ant arc, because when it goes to the 13th Chairman arc, he's pretty much back to normal, obviously seeing his dad. During that time span, he goes through a lot of stuff. He's got a dark side to him. He pretty much became the Meruem in the Chimera Ant arc. He pretty much did. It's like, as I said, it was a role reversal. Within York New, he asked Chrollo the question of why? Why do you do this? And then come Chimera Ant arc, Pito does something to annoy him, and he pretty much turns around and threatens if she does it again, that he's going to kill Komugi. And then just before Netero and Zeno go off, well, mainly Netero and Meruem go off, Zeno just creates the dragon. You see Killua and Gon both standing there, and Gon's just got this evil look right at Meruem, just staring at him. And you see this aura again, and it's good to have that in a character. Well, your main character, really. When you see him at Greed Island, losing both hands against Gendru, but still kicking his ass. Loses an arm against Pito, and still manages to conjure from the stump of his arm. Finishes Pito off. The one big shot, the Junken, and as she's falling down, times it, and bang, gets up. Episode 131, greatest episode, so fantastic, and I love watching people's reactions. Go episode, go arc, Chimera Ant arc, best arc. Anyway, getting too much into it, yeah, Gon is a fantastic MC, that's why he sits at number 3. So now my top 2, who is at number 2? This is hard because I love both these characters, but I'm putting Chrollo at number 2. Chrollo is fantastic, another one of those characters. York New, didn't really see him after that, now we're seeing him against Hisoka, and I love Chrollo's Nen, his specialist powers, the way he would be able to just conjure using a book, and in the fight against Hisoka, the way that Hisoka's just having to battle everyone with bungee gum, and Chrollo's just in the crowd and he's making people attack Hisoka and then kills Hisoka, but because Hisoka's so smart, he just kickstarts his heart and he's back up again. Chrollo's got definitely a fantastic Nen. I just love the way that he has all these things that he needs to get done, so as to speak it and see it. He has all these different things that he has to take into account before he can actually take the attack and use it for himself. Pretty much Zeno pointed that out in their first fight. So yeah, it's cool, but it can also be very, very deadly for Chrollo, because if you start taking out members of the Phantom Troop, like what Hisoka's done. Specialist is great, then it can also not be great. And now he's on the ship. I do not think the guy is going to die. I don't know why, but I've just got this funny feeling Chrollo's just one of those people that is just going to go on and he's going to be like, yeah, I'm not dead. I just see him carrying on way past this. I really, really do. And I'd like to see that because I'm a Chrollo fanboy. I really am. Like, he's literally the background on my PlayStation, like on my profile. Just stand there like, you know, this is for you, Uvogin. And yeah, he's just great. Chrollo's just badass. I love his design, love the way that he is. He looked cool with the suit when he's fight with Zeno and Silver. That was great. Fight with Hisoka. Do I need to say much more? Do I really need to? Is Chrollo? Let's just see more of Chrollo. Please keep him alive, Takashi. Do not kill him off in this arc. Please. Please do not kill him. If you have to kill him, just do it later on. Or just never kill him. Never kill Chrollo, please, because he's just fantastic. Total fanboy, you can see it. I'm excited. I'm excited as I've got further on in the list, as you've seen. So now we get on to number one. I have to talk about this guy, Killua. Killua is at number one. He is Hunter x Hunter for me. The one kid who was born into an assassin family that he just got tortured really badly by his family, like Maluki, which is his brother, the big fat thing that I don't care about him whatsoever. And you just see Killua is just chained up, just getting tortured, and it just doesn't bother him. He's pretty much been getting this his entire life. So the way that this kid has become, you think that he would just be that very cold-hearted assassin and just not caring. His best friend is gone. Loves like being with him. Loves like to, you know, team up with him. He was been there from the start. Of course, they've split up at the moment. He's with Haruka, Nanika. But yes, Killua, the one kid who shows probably the most emotion out of any character in the series. Okay, yeah, he is an assassin, he knows that, pretty much rips that Jonas' heart, or Jonas, it's Jonas the way you pronounce it, takes the dude's heart out and crushes it, well, in the 1999 version. And in the 2011 version, he's more of a troll and puts it in his hand. Anyway, so there's that. Takes off, I can't remember the ant's name, but the bunny rabbit looking thing, whatever the hell his name is, takes his head clean off. The yo-yo, that is awesome. But just Killua's pure emotion, crying in front of Palm during a big mission, a big mission in a Chimera Ant arc. He's just one of the most emotional characters, nothing compared to Deku. Deku's very emotional all the time. Killua, on the other hand, just knows, he just knows when to be badass and knows when to show his emotion because he cares so much. He and Silver have a kind of a very good relationship, which is weird because you expect his father to be like, yeah, no, you're going to be an assassin, you're going to stay here and you're going to like it. And he's like, no, just don't betray your friends, just go. But knowing that he's going to be a top assassin one day, like knowing that it's always going to be in his blood, it's in the family, it's going to happen. I want to see like Chrollo for like a long period of time. I want to see Killua. Like, I know we've seen Killua a lot, but it's just weird not seeing Gon and Killua, like your main two guys. But it'll be great to see him eventually, like hopefully sooner rather than later. But you know, for the time being, Kurapika is the main character, and I'm cool with that. I want to see more. I want to see more Phantom Troop stuff. That is what I really want to see. But yeah, Killua is just awesome, and obviously he's Nen as well. I love his Nen, the whole lightning aspect, the god speed. It's great. The difference with his fight with Yuppie, that entrance though. You see that beam come down. Yuppie's just like, what was that? Just like looking around everywhere, and he looks up and he sees Killua in front of him. And Killua's just walking down, and it's just like a sort of quick transformation of like a Super Saiyan, like when Goku and Gohan and all that could just transform at will. Killua's pretty much just transforming at will as well. The whole hands behind the back and just, it's crazy, like the Godspeed elbow, because I know there's two different types, but it's just seeing that move is great. And Yuppie's thinking in his head, well, how's he doing this? So Killua is faster, but the attacks ain't enough. It's more of a slowing down. I think Killua in 10 years would beat someone like Yuppie, but I can understand why now that he hasn't. So it just goes to show really how strong Killua could potentially become. Do I think he'll be stronger than Gon? Well, technically he is right now, because Gon hasn't got any Nen whatsoever. He pretty much gave that up with his fight against Pito. But out of the two, if both had Nen, then Gon, I would say, would be the strongest, closely followed by Killua. And it's because I could just see them two. I think it's that just generic shonen trope. Or maybe Togashi won't do that. Maybe he'll have Gon be the strongest, and Killua won't be the second strongest, but he'll be up there, maybe within the top 5. But when you got the likes of Hisoka, Chrollo, depending on what happens with Chrollo and Hisoka, I don't see Hisoka or Chrollo dying. I think that'll be your top 4, and maybe the 5th one if Zeno's still alive. Maybe he'll be top 5. But then it just depends on what other characters we get, because we could have one character that just shines above the rest. So yeah, this is gonna be fun. Do I have much more to say on the guy apart from raw emotion, being a badass, just the mass amounts of character development this kid has, like, is just unreal. And I'm sure you guys know, you've seen it. Togashi, come back, please. I know you have a severe back pain. I understand. I wish you all the best, but please come back. Give us more of this masterpiece. Yes, Hunter x Hunter, to me, is a masterpiece. So much character development through so many characters. Killua, Gon, Hisoka. The series is fantastic. This video has just been so great to make. You can see it, like, I'm excited to make Hunter x Hunter content. And yeah, like, when it comes to One Piece, you know I love making One Piece content as well. So I'm really happy to be having two major series on the channel that I both love. So with that being said, guys, I'm gonna leave it there. If you liked anything I had to say and you enjoyed my Hunter x Hunter video, please give me a big fat thumbs up. Let me know down in the comments below, who are your top 10 favorite Hunter x Hunter characters. Make sure to hit the subscribe button if you're new, because, you know, if you love Hunter x Hunter and you clicked on this video and you enjoyed this, do it. Also, if you love One Piece, then that's another reason to subscribe. Make sure to hit the notification bell so you guys never miss a post, and I'll see you guys for the next video. Until then, see ya.